Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, this is going to be a specific bonus message where we're going to go with the topic. By the way, shout out to Rach's Magic. Rach wanted this particular topic, and I wanted to try to honor that request. So, this is what their soul craves. Let's ask the question: what does someone's soul crave right now? We have got a Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Temperance. Right now, somebody's soul is hungry for balance, for peace. I feel like they are, I mean, we see them standing outside looking at that house but not approaching it. We see a broken wheel here. It's like they're wishing that they had the gumption to move forward and just own how they really feel. This is somebody who wants to come home, plain and simple. They want to come home, they want to have peace. I don't know if this is somebody who wants to heal a relationship, but more than anything, because if we really look close, it's the major arcana that are going to matter the most: loyalty, forward progression, and profound balance and peace. Now, this is about a relationship, a love story. You may see her as home, and it's been a long time since he had any kind of peace in his life. It's been a long time since he slept comfortably. This is someone who, like, in the bigger scheme of things, what he's realized is, I had the greatest stability when I was with her. I just want to go back home and be with her. But I want what we had a taste of at one point in time, because there had to have been a moment where we were so good and it was so nice and it was so balanced. And I would give my left arm to be back there. And well, I'll tell you, I'd never stray. Like, that's what this looks like. I would give anything to have a loyal, long term, almost like they're lamenting the years that they could have already built this. I think they've been afraid to come forward for quite some time with them standing right outside. What is it about this home in particular that's like, that's where I most want to be? 10 of Wands. That's where I could lay down all my burdens. So it feels like safety, security, refuge. Why are you not there? Fool in the reverse. Three of Pentacles. I don't know if this is somebody who just couldn't take the leap and say, this is definitely where I want to be. If they got a taste of something stable, something, solid, and then instead of saying, oh, this is excellent, this is what I want to invest in, if they were like, I don't know that I can really give my rose to this. I'm not ready to pick. I still have to go out and explore, not explore other connections, but let's say explore more about their own personality. Maybe this is somebody who met the perfect person for them, or they found the perfect place where they actually wanted to be, but then they said, I don't think I can settle down yet. There's still some stuff about me that I have to sort out. I have to work. Here's the thing: the Three of Pentacles is usually about, I need to work with other people, or I want to, or I'm open to working with other people. But we actually only have really her standing here, and then this one person who's painting, with a roller, no less, painting these white donuts on the wall. That doesn't look particularly collaborative to me. Um, it almost looks like they had to go work for somebody else first. Whatever this is, if their soul is craving peace, calm, clear direction at this point, it looks like this person failed to make a decision in the past. Why did you fail to make the decision to go here? I see that it's because you had to still work on other things, but explain more to me. I'm confused. Five of Cups in the reverse, Emperor. They didn't want to disappoint somebody else. They were dancing to somebody else's tune. Okay, so right now it does appear that we could be talking about a masculine or a feminine. They could be a Cancerian who wants to be with a Sagittarius feminine. I think in the bigger picture, and we're trying to get to the bigger topic here, right? What's the real thing that their soul craves? And we know that it's stability and certainty and loyalty. They basically want to say, this is where I stay. This is like somebody who's ready to be married, ready to say, this is what I can rely on. This is where I'm going to hang my hat permanently. The only thing is, they already seem to have known that this is where they wanted to be a long time ago, but they didn't, because they couldn't bear to disappoint maybe a boss. I mean, this Three of Pentacles is about work, and I didn't see it as relationship. I saw it as maybe this was a people pleaser. Maybe he was a people pleaser. It's like, I can't make love be my priority. My boss wouldn't be happy about that. I know it sounds like a crazy thing, but remember that 10 of Wands. That's fear, guilt, shame, remorse, all the burdens that we carry. Perhaps this person was a people pleaser. Perhaps they had a lifetime of traumas that made them always want to be a peacekeeper, made them always want to please people. And maybe they translated that in the adult world into, like, I have to please a boss. The boss relies on me as an integral part of making them money. And I know it sounds weird, like, how could that ever trump someone's own life and their own heart? But again, it wouldn't be that. It's deeper than that. It wouldn't be that I don't love somebody enough to be with them because I want to make my boss money. It would be the real reason that they operate this way is those old triggers and wounds that make them have to people please. So they cannot possibly choose love. They have to choose career, or they have to choose pleasing somebody else, maybe a father figure who likes the career that they have, and they can't disappoint Big Papa. Big Papa will be upset with me if I take the gas pedal off of anything career wise in order to have romance, and I can't disappoint Big Papa. It could be a message like that as well. I have to keep doing what I'm doing. I can't pick love. This feels like somebody who had to people please. It does not feel like a villain to me. And maybe that's why their soul craves now more than anything, like having a home. Like, I don't know if they were gone a lot for business or if they were people pleasing a family. That emperor is a boss or a father figure, and they couldn't let him down. What did you sacrifice in order to not let down Big Papa? Ace of Wands, passion, love, excitement, the things they really wanted in life. They sacrificed Page of Pentacles, their own ability to explore things that they might have wanted, even right down to being able to talk to the people that they wanted. Maybe they didn't want to work in a certain career, but they couldn't even allow themselves to say, well, my father figure or somebody in my family told me that this is the career path they wanted to be able to brag and say their son or daughter was in. But I actually wish that I had done something else. Like, I wanted to go to, college and have a college experience. And, I wanted to do something totally different. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be more artistic. I just say that because he's got a really artistic jacket on, and it just feels like somebody that he maybe never got a chance to just follow and pursue his own dreams, because I had to pursue the relationship, or not relationship, but the career path that my family member, my parent, told me, I want to see you in this industry, but it was for their glory. It was so they could feel amazing about their son or daughter. Now, it could be that maybe our character was not oh so oppressed, but maybe they had a natural tendency toward people pleasing, and they're like, oh, my mom or dad wants me to do this, and I can see how happy it makes them, and I can't help it. I like to make people happy, so I'm going to do this, even at the expense of my own dreams, and definitely the person that I desire to be with, my own passion, somebody I'm so passionate about. Every time we see her as fire energy. They also sacrifice, in this case, the Seven of Pentacles, a big chunk of time. A big chunk of time. Now, thankfully, their life is far from over. They have tons and tons of time yet. But they sacrificed growing the life that they wanted to grow. They should have already been, like, ready to harvest their pumpkins, and they're not, because they never planted their pumpkins, meaning they never planted, I'm going to say, probably this life. This is somebody who wants to be home now. And it's like, I want to be home and I never want to leave. I just want to be with her now. I want to be, like, doing something where this is my priority now. I do think this person lives a life of extremes. In a very extreme way, they had to sacrifice everything else to people please the Big Papa. They had to focus on people pleasing the boss, which in turn pleased the Papa, so they could be successful in their career path at the exclusion of a different path they would have chosen, a romantic partner they would have liked, and planting other seeds in their life. Now they want to shift, and they just wish that they could plant seeds here. I just want to be home. they know exactly where home is, and it has nothing to do with Big Papa. So what happened is Big Papa no longer that influence over them that's, kind of like the gargoyle, overseeing them and forcing them or telling them what they need to do? Do they not care about pleasing Big Papa anymore? We have High Priestess in the reverse. We have Hierophant. No, they simply awoken. They have awakened. You're not supposed to live your life to please others. You're supposed to figure out who you are and to a certain extent please you. I mean, without becoming, a selfish pig. But like that's what they've awakened to, is their higher self got the download, and their deep intuition has been screaming this for a while. Let me ask, how did your intuition finally shriek this at you loud enough that you heard it? I gotta know. Four of Wands, Queen of Cups. It's crazy because I feel as if, and it could have been a couple things that all crystallized for them, but when you love somebody, even if you're like, I love them, but I can't focus on love. I have to do this career stuff so then I can still, make proud my family. So I'm not allowed to pursue romance at all. I have to toe the line for the family's honor. But somehow there's like a crack in that, foundation. They can press that down only for so long before it's like what oozes out, because this is a faulty foundation. You can't live your life just trying to please somebody else when you knowingly adore another person, are in love with another person. You're not going to be able to just constantly shove that out of your mind and say, it doesn't matter that I'm in love with somebody. I can only press it down for so long before it's going to ooze out and crack the foundations anyway. Kind of like how tree roots can, you think, oh, it's just a tree, and, you can pave right over some of its roots. And then guess what? Over time, the tree wins against the concrete. The tree buckles and cracks that concrete, and it's this slow growth and expansion that just starts to fracture even that powerful, heavy concrete, the stuff that, we got to take jackhammers to break it up. But a tree root, through its own growth, can crack concrete. That's the same thing. A truth inside of them about who they loved was like a tree root that was growing and cracking the concrete foundation that they locked themselves into and said, I have to ignore love and just do whatever mom or dad wants to see me that'll make them proud that I do. So I have to swallow everything about who I am, what I would prefer for my life. Maybe they didn't even let themselves think about what they, the life they could have had. But the thing is, they got a taste of it. And that taste, what's the song, Sugar on My Tongue? I can't think right now, but they got a taste of it. And it's like over time, maybe they heard a lot of songs. Maybe they saw other people getting happily ever after and married. Maybe they saw other people having great lives together. And all of a sudden the alarm bells started to ring and shriek in their head that I want this. And I even met somebody that I could have all that with. And I know that I could have that happiness. And all of a sudden it's more like somebody who is like, I want to live, I'm gasping for air. Why did I let somebody else put so much pressure on me to ignore how badly I wanted this? And it just kind of seems like the longing for companionship, partnership, love, romance. Maybe we did see that emperor getting old. Maybe they are looking at their own age bracket and being like, I'm aging and I'm still people pleasing, but who do I have? Maybe my, parents or the bosses, they got theirs. They've got the family, they've got the business, they've got all these things. But what did I get? I sacrificed my relationships, my ability to have and build my own foundation and my own love story and someone to cuddle me at night as I age. Because she looks like she's about 40s, 50s. I mean, gorgeous, spectacular looking, but she looks more mature aged. And I'm wondering if they're at an age where they finally have both grown out of the need to people please others so much, but also they've started to look at where they're at in life and say, where is my future? Where is my, rocking chair age? I want somebody to grow old with. Maybe I'm already at a more mature age, and I'm thinking 30 years from now, when I'm in my 80s or 90s, who am I going to be sitting beside? My boss, my parental figure that I spent my lifetime pleasing, are they going to cuddle me? Am I going to, have a life full of memories to share with them? No, because that's not that kind of relationship. Our bosses, our parents, they don't take the place of a romance. I think that's a turning point for this person. That's their moment of awakening. But I think it comes with like alarm bells ringing. I mean, in a good way. Tell me about that Hierophant. How did they download this? Knight of Wands sideways. Knight of Wands sideways. I don't know if they suddenly felt really scattered. I almost feel like this is somebody who was, because I'm picturing somebody who's like they're the horse, not the rider. I feel like they've been ridden by other people that wanted them, do this, do this. Now I want you to do that. I think other people in their life, and maybe it's a boss and maybe it's a family, maybe they lived their life being ridden by others. That's weird. I've never interpreted this card as they were the horse, not the rider. Other people have forced them to run, and now they're being pulled in even more different directions. And I think they've realized that all this time, I haven't been this high performing, excellent professional. I've been everybody else's workhorse. Everyone tells me, run here, now run there. All I am is I carry other people's dreams for them, what they want their world to look like. A boss I have to please, so the bus can always be riding on me. I'm the worker. I get them where they need to go, but they are the ones holding the reins always. And all I'm going to get is possibly injured, from so much work. Again, it's, I think that more and more and more demands were placed upon them, or they started to feel even more scattered, and it stopped being sustainable. And that's how this became obvious to them. I've been letting other people run me. And we have two people sitting here, and they're sitting up higher, peaceful and calm, saying, somehow, maybe these were karmic lessons. Maybe these two individuals in their life, a work-related situation and a family-related situation, maybe this is their moment to break free and say, I close out that karmic cycle. I am nobody's horse to ride. And maybe it's because, I don't know if she works for herself, or if there's some kind of she stands for herself, and that's when it also clicked for them. She doesn't get ridden by others. There's something about her that is both loving and stable and kind. No wonder she's a sense of peace for them. Maybe she's somebody who in the past never asked them, go out and make more money, hurry up and do this, do that to please me. Maybe that's the reason it's like, oh my God, I traded somebody who would have never treated me like their workhorse, would have treated me like a partner and has their own dignity. But instead I traded that relationship for this lifestyle of having to people please everyone. Their soul is craving her and craving home and craving a future. But this is tremendous breakthroughs for somebody. I am so happy for this character. They're having those breakthroughs, which means the life that they've been living isn't going to be sustainable anymore. It means that they're making these changes, or will be soon. This is Year of the Snake. It's Year of Transformation. We still got 2 months and a few and change, before this year ends. This is a great time for them to shed that old skin. I feel like 2026 is going to be a way better year for this person. Possibly she's going to hear from them by 2026. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. So appreciate you guys. I send you lots of love, and I am honored you guys are here. Bye.